Just beyond the shadows of Cambodia's rich culture lie stories that no one should have to tell.
I remember when I was young, I used to sleep on the street.
Stories of rape, slavery, and lost innocence.
When I was 5 years old, I started to work to support my family.
You are watching pictures of Phnom Penh streets because Ga's story is too dangerous to show. We can't show you her face because she's afraid. We can't show you where she lives because others are afraid too. And we can't show the places where she spent 4.5 years in a personal hell because it would be too dangerous to take our cameras in.
My father, he was violent and he drank alcohol and he beat up my mom.
Like so many children's stories in Cambodia, Ga's story begins with years of poverty and abuse.
And at that time, I was very unhappy. And all I could think about was to have my mom get some more money.
She left home when she was just 16 and traveled to the Thai border in search of a job. A taxi driver took her to a nearby karaoke club where she found work.
So I asked her, what is the job like? And she said that it's a very easy job. And I told her I want to work in a place with no alcohol. And she said, of course not.
She found a job that would change her life forever.
I did not know it was a brothel.
Over the next 4.5 years, Ga would be forced to have sex with as many as 10 men in one day. She was raped, beaten, and drugged.
At that time, I didn't even think about the future. All I thought about was that one day I would die.
Ga's story is common in Cambodia. There are tens of thousands of women just like her. Young girls in search of money to support their families quickly become entangled in a maze of abduction and violence. And many of these women aren't women at all. Some who endure these horrors are as young as 6 years old. 6 years old.
If you try to escape, on the road there would be someone who would wait and shoot you.
4.5 years after that innocent taxi ride, Ga's nightmare would finally come to an end. She was freed from the brothel.
I was very happy. I could only see the sunlight, but I could never see the sun itself. So the day that I was released from the brothel, I first saw the sun, and I could not have words to compare, you know.
Ga was taken to World Vision's Trauma Recovery Center, a safe haven for women and children recovering from sexual abuse. She is receiving counseling, healthcare, vocational training, and the opportunity to begin again. By the way, on the day they were freed from the brothel, all the girls sang a song for rain to wash all the dirt away.
I can see a brighter day. I can see light coming into my life.
Not only can Ga see the sun's rays, she is also experiencing a different kind of light, God's light. The living example of Christ's love shining through the Trauma Recovery Center's Cambodia staff.
But now I'm trying to seek for God, for real God. For Jesus, I didn't really know much about him because I just started to read the Bible.
Being rescued from the brothel has allowed Ga to go from dark to light. It hasn't been an easy or fast transition, but just like the dawn of a new day, every minute brings more light and makes the darkness seem farther away. And while she is just beginning her spiritual journey, she has already learned of some of His most important attributes.
God always gives you strength every step you want to walk.